Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I sit down ready to record, and one of the, maybe perhaps the voice you don't hear right now decides that, you know what, now's a good time to just go on the phone for a bit and handle some personal business. Get around to, oh, you're back now?
Hey, personal business is personal business, man. You got to
yeah, man. Personal business takes priority over podcast business for sure.
Well, when you arbitrarily decide it has to happen right now, yeah, the personal business does.
When the orchestrator decides it starts now, okay, buddy?
It's pretty fair.
No, I just saw some random clip from some random podcast of some girl talking to some other girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty engaging story so far.
It's probably your best so far.
So I saw some podcast of some girl talking to some other girl, and she was saying how she's been married for 4 years, and she's gained 100 pounds in 4 years. Now, so for all my English majors and social studies guys out there, that's it's 25 pounds a year for 4 years, right? First off, that's a lot. But more importantly, she was like, so I've gained 100 pounds since I got married 4 years ago to this day. To today is my anniversary, and I've gained 100 pounds, and he hasn't even said anything about it. And then another girl's like, "That's so sweet. Oh my god, and she's like, yeah, I feel great." Blah 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 blah. And it's like, so you guys really so maybe he's just really unobservant. You're saying then if he hasn't noticed 100 pounds has gone, he hasn't commented. First off, that's actually being bad because imagine like she's like, yeah, I gained 3 pounds. My boyfriend lost his mind on me. Like, yeah, that makes him an asshole. You're telling me you've gained 100 pounds and it's never once even come in conversation? Not once?
Well, I think it's partially because she was so considerate and just eased into it by doing
25 pounds a year.
She did quarter pounds each year.
Yeah, by gaining 25. First off, the hilarity of it is like saying I gained 100 pounds. Saying you've gained 100 pounds after the age of like...
What was it, 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saying you gained 100 pounds after you've gotten into like 5th grade is probably not a good thing. You know?
I mean, I've definitely gained 100 pounds since 5th grade.
No, you haven't. I mean, maybe you have. My point was, maybe 5th grade's the wrong... My point was, like, when you're a kid, you'll randomly have that spot when you go from being like, 5 foot, 140 pounds to fucking... I don't know, then like a year later you're 5'7", 160, then you're fucking, 5'11", 180, 190, I mean? Yeah, no. It goes up. It's like you're in your 30s, and in 4 years you've gained that much, and that's like cool, whatever. But you're saying it, like, the part that bothered me is them saying how, like, the husband, oh, that's so sweet of him for not, that's so kind of him. So it's like, either A, he's just so disinterested in you, he doesn't care, or he's completely unobservant, doesn't notice. So it's like, what do you mean? Nothing about it's romantic was my point. That's what annoyed me about it.
Or... he's sick of being in this relationship, and he's hoping she repeats this process. Yeah. So eventually, she just croaks.
And also, like, hey, wear whatever weight you want to wear. But 25 pounds every year is not a good outlook projecting forward.
I think it's bad losing 25 a year.
Check this out, right?
A year.
So let's say this continues on. This is the average pace, right? So that means in another 4 years, she's going to get another 100 pounds.
What was she to start? Did she say?
She didn't even give the current weight. She says 100 pounds heavier. I don't know. She just said that she's 100 pounds heavier than she was on the day she got married.
Because, I mean, realistically, what's 300 versus 400? You really can't tell the difference.
That's true. That's a good point. I disagree, though, actually. Because you think 300 pounds, like, I can picture a 300-pound guy right now. I'm struggling to picture a 400-pound guy.
Okay, what's the difference between 200 pounds and 300 pounds? Really can't picture the difference.
That's my point. It's like, so you're telling me if you're going to gain 100 pounds every 4 years, it's like, keep that on for the next 4 years again. You're going to be 200 pounds, and... Again, hey, wear the weight you want to wear, however you want to wear it. But there is a point where it's like your heart's gonna be pretty pissed off you at some point,
That was what I was saying before. It's not even. He's not sweet. He's a dick because he should be saying, hey, maybe you.
He should be like, hey, maybe instead of having 4 quarter pounders with cheese, you just have 1 quarter pounder with cheese.
I dated a girl who had a little bit of what we call a little bit of weight problem. Mm-hmm. And
then someone in the comments, because they're like someone in the comments this whole entire time for the last 4 minutes was like. Ready to type, like, I'm gonna fucking. They haven't done anything. They haven't crossed the line yet. He hasn't said anything too offensive. He did say you can wear whatever weight you want to wear, however you want to wear it. He hasn't said anything wrong yet. But now you just said weight problem, and I was like, this monster needs to go.
I was gonna
fuck this guy.
So we went out once, and I said something.
We went out once, and I was like, hey, you want to get an appetizer? She's like, yeah, I'll get 7.
Well, the problem is, I would spend almost $100 every time we went out.
Yeah.
Just the two of us because it was 4 drinks. Had to get appetizers. Had to get the meal. Had to get the dessert.
Interesting. You know what's funny? I'm more of an appetizer or dessert kind of guy. I'm not usually a both kind of guy.
I said something along those lines, not because I was poking fun at her weight, but because I couldn't afford to fucking spend that kind of money every time we fucking went out. There's no reason to get all 3 courses like that.
Didn't she have like a nice job too?
Oh yeah, she could have easily afforded.
This was CPS, right?
Huh?
CPS.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Child Protective Services?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're trying to do her initials. I'm like, those aren't her initials.
No, I wasn't doing that. I was just saying the job she had. And
Yeah, and one time, I said something about, no, let's just get, how about we split appetizers and maybe skip dessert tonight because I don't have the money to spend all of it. And she wouldn't talk to her son. She thought I was poking fun at her weight. And
no, you weren't. You weren't doing that till 4 years later, 5 years later on this cast, on the hot cast.
Because now I can be honest and say whatever the fuck I want.
And now we're gonna get canceled, dude. That's sick.
No, all I was trying to backpedal this to is that guy is damned if he says anything.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well, that's my point. They were saying like both these girls. First off, here's something that does bother me though. Here's my real issue, right? So the one girl who was talking, if you couldn't tell from the way the story's been set up of her gaining 100 pounds just like that, a little bit of a heavy set broad, right?
That's why I was asking.
The other girl she was talking to though, thin as a rail, and that girl was like, "Oh man, that's so romantic. That's so sweet of him that he just loves you for who you are," and blah 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 blah. And it's like if I said I gained 100 pounds to someone who looked like they haven't eaten a meal since 2003, and they have like, that's really great, I'm so happy for you. Like, you're a fucking cunt. I would have taken it as a I would have assumed, even though she was agreeing, I would have been like, you're insulting me because you're a thin little rail skank.
I mean,
but again, it's romantic. That's great. Yeah. Think about that. Yeah, I can't. I'm just been gaining rapid weight. My hair is falling. But no one's made any comments on it, so I guess they're all being nice to me. No, that's not what being nice is.
I mean, he should love her for how she is because they're married.
I'll be honest. He should love her because she seems pretty annoying from listening to her talk. But
I don't think
I'm assuming she was annoying 4 years ago as well.
I don't know. I think even if it's the reverse situation, I'm not saying it's a problem because it's a chickie in the way. It's a problem if it's a guy regardless.
Exactly. Like, dude,
exactly. I don't think I'd be comfortable.
And also, actually, I'm actually allowed to say whatever I want to say about this because I lost fucking 35 pounds this year.
Yeah. So you did the exact opposite.
I'm actually better than she is because she's only capable of gaining 25 a year, and I can lose 35 in a year.
I think I would. That's not something I would be like being like, oh yeah, I feel my best because my husband accepts me for who I am because.
But I wouldn't process it as that. I genuinely don't understand the mind. I don't understand their lack of like. What do you mean? Because someone doesn't comment. That's not romantic.
Yeah, I don't think people understand what the fuck the word romantic means.
I think people understand. I don't think. I think the large majority of people, exactly. He's disinterested or unobservant.
Yeah,
those are the only two things you could. Because again, it's not like he said, "Oh, it's not like she was like, oh, I'm." And also, she wasn't saying she's self-conscious at all, so I can make fun of her. If she was saying like, "Oh, I'm really depressed," about it, I wouldn't make fun of her. But she said, it's like if you gained 15 pounds and no one said anything, it's like maybe no one noticed.
See, what's interesting? I'm changing the subject entirely.
You gain 100 pounds, people have noticed. They're just not saying anything.
Well, no, they might not have noticed, like I said, because she was kind enough to gradually do it, doing a quarter each year.
Well, yeah, let's break it down for them. So she gains 25 pounds a year. She's gaining 2 pounds a month. Which, you know what's crazy? That doesn't sound like that's crazy growth.
That's really not, actually.
Because you're doing 2 pounds a month.
So I probably fluctuate 2 pounds a week.
Yeah, no, but she's just packing on mass. So it's like, so she's like,
she likes to lift.
100, then she's 102, 104, 106, 108. Not gonna notice it. Then now suddenly she's 125, and then 150. Another year goes by, she's 175. Another year goes by, 200. And honestly, I think the number might be closer to 3. I think this. I don't think the starting point was 100. I think the starting point might have been like 195.
Since it's right there on the suggestion, I'm gonna get back to what I was gonna get to with it. So that's why I didn't like listening to podcasts, because all I could ever find was podcasts like that, and I had no interest in it.
Dude, what I don't understand either is it's like this podcast, and you're thinking like you're listening like this is just a podcast too. It's like we're having a conversation, like an actual conversation, like we're actually conversing.
Not really. It's mostly you talking.
Even if that's the case, this is still a genuine conversation, even if it's one-sided. I don't understand podcast talk where it's like you don't come across like a human being. You come across like a person in a commercial that's trying to have a political message.
You know what the problem is? Everybody has podcast Robbie.
Maybe
that's the problem. Everybody suffers from
because
podcast
you know what I mean. You know like the in the Boys that commercial where it was showing like the A-Train commercial of him like trying to get back in the neighborhood saying like I care, I do care about this country. You know that stuff. Everyone talks like that on podcasts. Everyone's like, oh my God, yes. And then like, everything's such a fake, phony. It's like the whole point of podcasts I thought was to have an actual conversation. Everyone goes on there, and I saw that fucking clip the other day of a really, really, really funny, ultra talented, really funny female comedian who has been a very successful TV producer, right?
I have no idea this could possibly be.
Really? Okay, well, the first part was facetious as me saying it's Whitney Cummings. Okay. It was Whitney Cummings the whole time. Of course it was Whitney Cummings.
Off sounding so praising. I was like, this can't
I'm just a really good actor,
Cummings.
man. I'm just a really good actor. But no, Whitney Cummings, she was on Kill Tony. And it was Whitney Cummings, Tony Hinchcliffe, because it's his show, that makes sense. Bert Kreischer, Jim Norton, So really, it was a real roundup of like real top-notch comedians.
Yeah, because when you say top-notch community,
Jim Norton, Winnie Cummings, and Bear
Is Jim Norton the Mellow
Kreischer.
Show guy, or the bald guy?
You're thinking of Valentine. No, Jim Florentino. You're thinking of.
I kind of like Jim Florentine. I don't like
Jim.
Jim Norton.
You know who Jim Florentine is like the bottom bitch of?
Yeah.
Robin Quivers.
Which is
Small World.
You know who else probably gained 25
Which
pounds
means
a year?
Just saying, guys. I fucking
Hey.
well, she had cancer and a bunch of different diseases.
Oh shit. Okay. See, so we don't make fun of people who actually have the
Yeah.
issue. We're just being
Being
I'm
dickheads.
sorry. Now I feel like
Yeah,
an
now
asshole.
you are.
I didn't know that.
Now no one
I
was
didn't
going to
know any
cancel
of
the
that.
podcast, and now it is. Yeah, she almost died a couple years ago.
I'm sorry. What's her name? Robin what?
Robin Quivers.
I'm sorry, Robin.
Yeah,
Quivers.
remember
I didn't know
when
that.
Artie and Howard spoke for the first time in like 8 years because they're in her hospital bed?
No, I thought they spoke because Artie almost died. That I knew about.
No, Artie almost dies every week. It's not really news. Man, Artie had quite the downfall there. But no, you know what's crazy though? So it's like kind of like, you know, in the Oceans, you shook Sinatra's hand, you should know better. So I shook Jim Florentine's hand, and he's gotten somewhat physical, I'd assume, with Robin Quivers, and she's been in the same room as Howard Stern. So basically, like I said last week, I actually have an in to be a professional radio broadcaster now. So that's what every podcaster wants to do. They want to become a radio broadcaster, according to Howard Stern. They want to live in their basements. And they want to just completely change their entire legacy in the final stretch.
You know, the whole living in the basement thing. Everyone says like it's a negative. So this basement's
We're in
pretty
a basement right
bitchin'.
now.
I wouldn't mind living in
Honestly,
here.
our basement way cooler than Howard Stern's basement. His basement looks like a basement. This basement looks like a fucking
Looks like an apartment
cool spot
almost.
to hang out.
Honestly, we should convert the unfinished half to have a bathroom and kitchen. I mean, it's a full finished.
And then we should move to Connecticut, into Hartford,
Yeah.
and find like a local radio station, work our way up so we can get into broadcast radio like everyone wants to. It's funny because, you know, most people who start podcasts, like, that's what Joe Rogan's still trying to do. Joe Rogan, like, he's happy with his Spotify deal, but he's just trying to get on Sirius still.
Make way more money.
We're all
on
just
Sirius,
trying
too.
it on Sirius XM. They're not bleeding dry. Their quarterly numbers aren't dog shit. Howard Stern's not an ancient relic of the past already while living.
That's because it's radio, though? It's because it's Howard Stern.
I don't think it helps that Howard Stern decided that he woke up one day and said, God, you know everything everyone loves me for? Yeah, you're great. You're the best. Yeah, I'm done with all that now.
It's really kind of how it feels like
Entirely.
it happened, too.
Every single bit. Everything I was known for, I'm done with it. And now I'm also going to attack people who are different than me, too. They say things that are like, you know, like when Joe Rogan says he's like, you know, when Joe Rogan's talking about natural immunity, I'm going to say his daughter should be fucking killed. Because I'm Howard Stern now. I'm a social justice warrior. And he's the worst. They should just hand the reins over to Baba Booey. That's the only way they can save the show now. Is if you bring. That's the only way the Howard Stern show can be shaved. Is if the Howard Stern show is actually no more Howard Stern. You fill that chair with Baba Booey. You fill Robin's chair with Beetlejuice, and you put Stuttering John in got the white hair. His chair. What's that guy's name? Who does the impressions?
I don't remember. I think it's Ron. So maybe Ronnie, Ronald, something like that. Maybe Donald.
Yeah, it's not any of those
Ronnie.
ones you suggested.
Mac.
I don't know, man. Howard Stern show sucked ever since Artie Lang left. And it sucked before Artie
Hey,
Lang was
now.
there, too. Hey, now.
Did
Hey,
I get
now.
sued for doing that?
Hey, now. I don't know. I don't think he owns the right to that. Maybe. He probably does. Probably sues everyone who calls in nowadays. Whenever they call in saying, hey, now, like, that's mine. You can't say that.
Speaking of radio talk show, though, every time we watch Tiki and Tyranny,
Yeah.
I love
Brandon
Tierney's
Tierney.
voice.
Yeah.
He's got such a
BT,
radio
baby.
voice. It's crazy. I
BT.
wish I had more of a radio voice.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't think I have the radio voice. I
Yeah,
have
well,
the-
Tiki doesn't. And he's there.
Yeah, Tiki kind of sucks, but Tierney's
Tiki does
fucking
suck.
great, though. Tierney's so good.
I don't know how all these Giants fans are like, oh no, it's fine that Tiki. Yeah, we're gonna pretend that. Yeah, I don't like. You know, I get he's like, you know, the best running back. Him or Saquon's the best running back to ever play on the team, and that's cool and all. But you know what Saquon hasn't done that Tiki did do? Shit all over the Giants to try to get his career boosted in the media, and then now he's working on the fan and his backtrack. He's like, I love the Giants. I love Eli. I always love Eli. I was like, that's weird. When you retire, you said Eli was a fucking loser who never won a Super Bowl.
How do you actually say it? Because he couldn't have said that, obviously.
No, he was a serious piece of shit about it, although.
Really?
He was such a prima donna little bitch boy when he fucking left. And New York Giants fans are like, oh, fucking forgot about it. Like,
How long did he play it to? Because I don't think I know
96
anything
to
about
04.
This is how we chill from 96 till.
Yeah. I think 96 might have been his rookie season. I don't know. He played for like 7 or 8 years or 6 years, but I know like his first 2 or 3 seasons he did dog shit. And
Was
he
he
had
always
like
a
5.
Giant?
What?
Was he always a Giant?
Yeah. Career Giant. Only played for like
That
8
makes him
years.
a bigger asshole, then.
I know. Career Giant, and then you retire and say, fuck this team. But it's fine, because then the following year, we got fucking Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs to win a Super Bowl, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, you know what we got to hang up down here, actually? Maybe instead of doing the movie posters, we got to get fucking some jerseys hanging up in frames.
That'd be sweet.
We got to get some Knicks
Tiki Barber
get
jerseys.
some Giants jerseys.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the Knicks, I mean, quickly,
Yeah, dude, that's what I
40
thought of it, dude.
points.
Fucking insane.
What a stud.
I like how the games I watch, he doesn't make any baskets.
Yeah, I know. Oh, did I ever mention on the cast that fucking asshole who gave me a warm beer?
No, not yet.
It was the weirdest fucking. This is about like 3 weeks ago at this point, so my memory might be a little distorted. Who knows? But the guy walks in, and I have gloves on, right?
Yeah.
So I can't.
What kind of
I
gloves
can't,
you got on?
Latex gloves.
Why do you have latex gloves on?
I was cutting up a body.
Okay. No, that makes
So I'm
sense.
at
So
work.
who's this guy walks in with the beer?
The person who hired me to cut the body.
That makes sense.
He needed a butcher. So I came in on there and I was like, I got you. I'll chop him up. But this fucking
I'm sorry I'm cutting you off. I was going to do
pig-faced
the line
moron.
that Christopher does with that guy, but I don't know the line when he's the Polish guy.
hey, yo, my
Yeah.
cousin went to West
That's what I
Essex.
wanted to say to you. That would have been a good reference.
Well, no, isn't that some kind of it's Polak, right? I have it. So this moron walks into this place, right? This undisclosed location, doesn't say a word because that'd be too hard, I guess, with the language barrier, and instead chooses just to hand me a beer. Me being the nice cordial guy I am, I accept the gift. I open it, I bring it to my lips, and it's fucking piss warm. It's fucking not even piss warm. That's a lie. It's hot. It's a hot beer. It's been in the sun for a couple hours or something. It's hot. And I had gloves on. I can't feel the bottle. And I guess I'm naive. I assume this is a man handing me a bottle. He's going to give me a cold-ass beer, not some goddamn warm milk shit.
You are naive.
I am naive. And then I take a sip of this from this fucking poison this pig has handed me, okay? Not only that, it's a fucking Stella. I don't even like Stella, okay? But I was like, you know what? I'll be nice.
That's
He
even
handed
more
me a
fucked
beer.
up. It's an expensive
I'll drink the beer. And then the worst part of all of it, this fucking douche really screws me over. Because again, I took the beer. I thought, oh, this is going to be a cold beer. Let me take a nice little big gulp. Realize it's warm. What happens when it's warm? Put the beer down. What happens when you put the beer down too fast? Beer foams up. I don't want to put beer everywhere. I take 2 fucking sips. The guy double gophers me. He put me in a situation where I had to take 2 sips of the goddamn piss warm Stella Artois.
You double gopher.
He fucking double doinked me. It was an actual double doinking, dude. Some gross ass shit rushes to the top, and I'm fucking stuck trying to drink it again.
The first time I was there, he did the same thing to us.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't even think of that fact. You said this guy walks in and hands you a beer. He walked in, said you like Corona, whatever the fuck he said. I think he said Corona, and I was like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. And he like looked at me like he was disappointed that I didn't just say yes or something. And I was like, I mean, I prefer other beers like a Heineken or something if I had to choose, but yeah, whatever. Then he shows up an hour later, hands me a Heineken like you just said, doesn't say a word, and it's piss fucking warm.
And it's piss warm. Yeah, that's the best part.
And then he stuck around and had a warm beer with us and gave it to the other 2 guys.
Yeah, which is fucked up.
So he didn't learn his lesson.
No, he did. That guy sucks. That guy really sucks.
I wanted to say before, I didn't like podcasts because of how annoying people are. But then you turned me on to a really good podcast, Dan Carlin. Hardcore History, which is fucking
Hardcore History.
amazing.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm scrolling through my notes right now, full disclosure,
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
not
find
really
something.
listening to anything I say. See, I could have had a conversation with you about Dan Carlin.
I heard everything you said. Dan Carlin, I got you.
talk
All right,
about
fine.
that?
Here's my note. Do you think Trev Chan still doing his videos?
What's up, guys? Trav Chan here.
The show's on.
We're talking about The Walking Dead.
No, the show's off
favorite
there. The show's
characters.
off there. Like, yeah, I'm really excited to see what's happening next week on the show. I'm thinking maybe we'll get some answers to the last. It's been a while.
So there's a Negan spinoff we can talk about.
Negan spinoff's coming out soon. With Maggie, we're gonna have Daryl and that's depressing too. Honestly, AMC should just stop being a network at this point.
Yeah.
They've lost the right. They were on the precipice of it. They had Mad Men, Breaking Bad, Into the Badlands, fucking I don't know.
Into the Badlands.
That mini series that Jason Segel
Human,
did.
Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels.
They did a show with
That movie that showed Jason Segel.
what the fuck?
That Philip K. Dick thing.
Dispatches from Nowhere.
Maybe. And I think it's End of the
42nd
Tour.
Lodge
I think
with
it's End of the
Wyatt
Tour. Ooh, yeah. Or that thing with Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie.
Some with the hotel, the concierge or something like that was called.
No, I think it was called House versus Loki.
Yep, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
They also had a mini series, like one of the first things they did with Henry. No, not Henry. With
Jim Caviezel.
Yeah,
And
that was
Lenny
crazy.
James. Yeah.
That's like one of the first things
That
they
was
ever
the
did.
one where he's
That's
like,
supposed to be really good though.
Yeah, it was. He was still playing Jesus Christ, which was weird. It's kind of crazy. Actually, AMC did this miniseries back in like 2009, probably like 2007 actually. And it's where Jim Caviezel gets sucked out of his real life and he's bouncing around through all of his movies. And it's like it's Frequency, but he's still Jesus. Dennis Quaid's in it. It's really cool. It's a good miniseries. You guys check it out.
Dennis Quaid's also in it.
He's his father in Frequency.
No, I know that. I forgot though. I thought he was in the show.
Okay, since I thought this was pretty obvious that I was lying, I'll just say explicitly. Nothing what I just said was true since Robbie fell for it.
It was all accurate.
The miniseries, in fact, he's not playing Jesus Christ still. Nothing to do with Frequency.
No, that part I knew
There's
was
no Dennis
not
Quaid.
true. I knew the Jesus part wasn't true.
Oh, that part you knew? Yeah, that part
was also in it. I don't know anything about it.
Like, no, that's not true at all. But the rest of that sounds pretty accurate.
Hey, speaking about Dennis Quaid, we're obligated since we have a companion podcast.
That's true. We're obligated to talk about it next week on the next episode of the show.
Huh?
We're obligated to talk about it on the next episode of the show.
Okay, well, we got to talk. Can I introduce? I like doing the voice.
I wish you could, but there's not enough time. There just isn't. Plainly
There might
speaking.
be. Can I though?
There's not. There's only 4 seconds. 3 seconds.
Okay, but if you stop talking,
You don't have time to do it now. It's over. You see the problem?
Can you just? I thought you were talking.
Why would you think that when I was being polite letting you talk?
Bye, Chiquita.